My dear soul, listen closely, because what you are about to hear is not a story. It is a divine revelation that was meant to reach you right now. God says the one sitting inside that black car is not just a memory, they are a piece of your past returning for a reason that heaven has arranged. For days, you've been feeling an invisible pull, like someone somewhere was thinking of you, and you could not explain why. You've been dreaming of roads, headlights, and faces that fade when you wake up. That is not your imagination, it is your spirit picking up signals from the unseen. There's a movement happening in the spiritual realm, and that black car is the vessel of that message. When it appears, you will feel something inside you tremble, not from fear, but from recognition. Because this person, the one God is showing you, carries a truth they could no longer bury. There was a night they sat in silence, hands trembling on the steering wheel, eyes wet with regret. They whispered your name into the darkness, asking God for another chance. That's when the sign came to them. The black car they once drove became the symbol of unfinished destiny. Heaven marked that vehicle as a messenger of closure, of confession, of truth. You may not believe this yet, but the same car that once carried them away is now being used by the universe to bring them back into your awareness. You have cried for answers, begged for a sign, and wondered if your pain ever reached God's ears. And now this message confirms that it did. Type 777. If you believe this is your confirmation, something powerful is about to unfold. The moment they arrive, silence will fill the air. You won't hear it with your ears, you'll feel it in your bones. They will hesitate before speaking, but their eyes will reveal everything. The truth they have carried for years will finally meet the light. There was a conversation recorded that night, not by human hands, but by heaven itself. Words spoken through broken hearts, sentences wrapped in regret and apology. The sound of that engine carried a message only the chosen could interpret.
"Forgive me," they whispered, "for what I didn't say,
for what I couldn't stay to explain." God says this message is for the one who feels forgotten, who thinks it's too late, who believes love has moved on without them. No, child, it hasn't. The same energy that once united you still lives within the air around you. But this time, it's not about romance or reunion, it's about release. This black car is not only bringing someone back, it is carrying closure. You have been chained by unanswered questions, by the silence of those who left, but God says tonight that silence breaks. The unseen truth will surface like dawn after a storm. The person inside that car carries a confession that will heal your heart, or at least set it free. Every moment of pain, every tear you cried in the dark, every time you whispered why, all of it was heard. Heaven kept a record of your tears and turned them into the voice you are hearing right now. This is not coincidence, this is confirmation. You were chosen to receive this message because your heart has been loyal even through betrayal. And now the one who left is being spiritually guided to face what they ran from. Type yes if you are ready for your breakthrough. God says when the car stops and they step out, do not fear what comes next. What's said in that moment will not destroy you, it will awaken you. You will finally see why certain people had to leave, why certain things had to break, and why certain prayers were delayed. You are stepping into the moment of divine justice. Not revenge, but revelation. What was hidden in the dark will now speak through the light. There's something haunting yet holy about that black car. For some, it's a symbol of loss, for others, of mystery. But for you, it represents a full circle. The person inside is someone whose absence shaped you. You were forced to grow through their silence, to build peace in the ruins they left behind. And now, as destiny brings them back, you must decide. Do you reopen the wound, or let the truth heal it? God says, do not run from this moment. You have cried enough. It's time to understand why the storm came in the first place. When they speak, you will hear both pain and truth. They may not explain everything, but their presence will say what words cannot. God allowed this because you have reached a level of strength where their return cannot shake you, only confirm what your spirit already knows. You will notice strange alignments, a familiar song playing, a breeze that feels like a whisper, or even a dream where you see them before they appear. These are not coincidences. These are divine signals that the appointed time has come. Heaven says, the moment you forgive, your path will clear. That black car might symbolize their regret, but it also represents your release. Do not hold bitterness when destiny gives you the closure you once prayed for. When that car leaves again, you won't be broken this time. You will be free. You will finally understand that what left you was not meant to destroy you, but to awaken your purpose. The lesson was painful but necessary. And now God says the season of tears is ending. You will smile again, not because everything is fixed, but because your spirit is finally at peace. Child of light, understand this. Some arrivals are not for reunion, but revelation. The person in that car may not stay, but they will speak words that unlock your heart. You will no longer be haunted by what they didn't say, because now you will know. The mystery that tormented your soul will finally reveal itself, and with it, your healing will begin. Heaven has waited for this moment to release you from emotional captivity. You are being called to rise, to forgive, to move forward stronger than ever. So when you see that black car, whisper softly,
I am ready. Let your spirit be still and listen.
Because in that silence, God will speak. He will show you that endings are sometimes disguised beginnings. That pain was not your punishment, it was your preparation. That person's journey was meant to teach you discernment, not defeat. You are being transformed, even as you hear these words. Type 555 if this message spoke to your heart. Remember, nothing in your life is random. That black car, that memory, that face returning from the shadows. It is all divine choreography. The story you thought was over is only shifting chapters. You are walking into a revelation that will make sense of everything that once broke you. Stay faithful. Keep your spirit open. For when truth comes, it will not whisper, it will echo. God says, be still, my child. You have carried enough pain. I am sending closure not to hurt you, but to heal you. And when you feel that chill in your spine, that sudden wave of peace after hearing this, know that heaven has confirmed it. Your story is being rewritten in light. You are free now. Type Amen if you receive this message. Type 777 if you believe your confirmation is near. And remember, no matter who sits in that black car, God sits above it all. He knows, He sees, and He will never let your tears be wasted. Listen carefully, beloved soul, for this part carries the deeper truth behind the vision of the black car. God says every sign that appears in your life right now has meaning. Nothing is random. That black car is more than a vehicle. It is a symbol of transformation, a messenger from the unseen, carrying both memory and revelation. For some, it will appear in a dream. For others, on a real street. But its message will be the same. Something you thought was finished is being reopened. Not to wound you, but to free you from invisible chains. You have waited in silence for understanding, and now heaven speaks through this vision. The person sitting inside that car once made choices they didn't understand, choices that left scars on both of you. But even they have been haunted by what they left behind. The silence they gave you became their own prison. And now the divine has allowed a moment where truth must meet light. God says, when they appear again, you will sense both love and sorrow. You may hear the hum of that car before you see it, and your spirit will instantly recognize that this moment was written long ago. Some will feel a chill, others will feel warmth, but either way, your soul will know that something sacred is happening. They will not come to harm you. They come carrying a truth that only you were meant to hear. It may begin with an apology or with a simple, I'm sorry I disappeared, but what matters most is not the words. It's the healing that follows. This is God's way of releasing years of confusion and pain, of ending a spiritual loop that kept repeating in your heart. Child, you must understand. Some souls are tied together not by romance, but by lessons. They were not your punishment. They were your mirror. They showed you how deeply you could feel, how strong you could become when everything broke. You loved, you lost, and you grew, but heaven never forgot the night you cried asking for answers. The black car carries those answers now. When it appears, do not hide from the moment. Look with courage because you are not the same person you once were. You are wiser, stronger, purified through fire. Heaven whispers, do not fear what is returning, for you are no longer the version of yourself that once suffered. This time, when they speak, your spirit will discern truth from illusion. You will feel peace instead of panic. And when the conversation ends, even if tears fall, they will be cleansing tears. That is how God heals, not always by giving us what we lost, but by teaching us how to live without the pain of it. Type 111. If you feel your spirit awakening to this word, there will be signs before this happens. Strange numbers will repeat. 3:33, 4:44, or 11:11, not by chance, but as divine timestamps marking that destiny is in motion. You may feel déjà vu or dream of being near water or open roads. These are messages from your guardian angels confirming that the black car event is near. Pay attention. You might even hear a familiar song from your past, and your heart will know the message has begun. God is preparing you to face this moment not as a victim, but as a vessel of strength. And child, once the truth is spoken, walk forward. Do not chase, do not cling. Let divine justice finish its work. You have carried grief long enough. God is saying, the waiting ends now. The answers you begged for are arriving, and after this, peace will follow. You may not understand everything immediately, but your heart will know that this was closure disguised as mystery. The black car is simply the symbol heaven chose to deliver it. So when that day comes, and you feel that sudden stillness in your chest, remember this message. Whisper to yourself, this is the sign. Look not with fear, but with faith, because even if they drive away again, you will no longer feel the ache you once felt. You will be lighter. The old wounds will lose their power, and heaven will whisper, it is finished. Now, child of light, type 777 if you are claiming your divine closure. Type yes if you are ready to receive your confirmation. For God says, this moment will not break you, it will rebirth you. You are stepping into a higher chapter where pain turns into wisdom, where silence becomes strength, and where endings reveal new beginnings. Stay strong, stay awake, and when you see the sign, whether in dream or in daylight, lift your head and thank heaven, because your deliverance has arrived. Listen closely now, chosen one, because this final part is not just a continuation. It is the revelation behind everything that happened. God says the reason you had to lose what you loved was not because you were unworthy, but because he needed to separate you from illusion so he could prepare you for truth. That black car represents the bridge between what was and what's coming. When you see it, your heart might skip, your memories might rise like waves, but remember, you are no longer standing in the past. You are witnessing divine justice unfolding in real time. The one who sits inside that car is not your enemy, nor your savior. They are a messenger of completion, sent to bring you the truth you once begged heaven to reveal. You asked, why did they leave me like that? Why did it end without a goodbye? And God heard it all. He allowed time to mature your spirit until you were ready to face the answer without breaking. Now you are ready. The moment they return, silence will hang heavy. Eyes will meet. The air will shift. You will not need long explanations because your spirit already knows. They have suffered too. Every night they tried to forget, heaven reminded them. Every time they ignored their guilt, signs appeared. The dreams that haunted you also found them. You see, divine balance never fails. When a soul hurts another, heaven makes sure that both feel the weight until truth is spoken. And that moment, the one when they step out of that black car and speak, is the divine correction you have been waiting for. God says, I am restoring order to your story. This person may come with tears, or they may struggle to speak, but listen, you are not meant to carry their pain anymore. You are meant to release it. Forgiveness is your key, and release is your freedom. If you can forgive, even silently, you unlock blessings that were delayed for years. Heaven cannot pour new wine into a heart still filled with old hurt. But now, as you release it, your destiny will flow like never before. Type 888 if you receive this. You may feel emotional. You may cry without understanding why. That is your spirit releasing years of stored grief. Let it flow. God says, I am washing your soul clean. The pain you once thought would last forever is leaving. You will soon notice peace where there used to be restlessness. Sleep will return. Energy will shift. Some of you will even smell familiar scents like perfume or rain as a confirmation from the divine that your spirit is healing. The black car is not just a symbol of someone returning. It's the final message of completion. Heaven's way of saying, you did it. You survived. Child, the pain you endured has not been wasted. It turned you into someone spiritually aware, sensitive to the unseen, awake to the whispers of the divine. That's why you are hearing this message now. Because the same God who saw you crying in silence has sent these words to remind you, your story still matters. Your tears became prayers, and your prayers became this prophecy. You were never forgotten. You were being prepared. And when the final moment arrives, you will understand why it all had to happen this way. After that car leaves again, stand still for a moment and feel the air. You will sense a divine stillness, a peace that words cannot explain. That is heaven's confirmation that the spiritual cycle has ended. The lessons have been completed. The storm has passed. And from that day forward, you will walk in freedom. You will attract peace instead of confusion, clarity instead of chaos, love that stays instead of love that leaves. You have learned, healed, and ascended. The black car that once carried your pain has now carried it away. God says, I am proud of you. You endured seasons that could have destroyed you, yet you held on to faith. You believed even when no one understood your pain. You trusted even when you couldn't see. That is why I am blessing you now. New doors will open, unexpected messages will arrive, and miracles will unfold before your eyes. What once left in silence will now return in clarity. You will finally see that nothing was taken from you, only replaced by what is better. Type 999 if you are ready to step into your divine season. Type I receive if this message feels like it was meant for your soul, because it is. Heaven tailored these words for you, the one who loved deeply, hurt silently, and prayed faithfully. This is your sign that the past has no more power. The black car has completed its purpose. You are free. Now lift your head, chosen one. The night is over. The dawn has come. The next chapter of your life begins with peace, light, and divine protection. God says you are safe now. What was hidden is revealed, what was lost is found, what was broken is healed. Go forward knowing that heaven is driving your destiny now, and every road you take from here leads to blessing, restoration, and truth. Type Amen if you receive it. Type 777 if you believe this was your confirmation. And remember, the next time you see that black car, do not fear. Just smile because it's heaven's way of saying, it is finished. You are free.